In 2015, the office managed the closing stages of the strategic plan that began in 2011, as well as the preparations for the legal reform. Over the last 5 years, significant steps forward have been taken as a result of more than 100 projects launched and completed under the first strategic plan. The advances in quality and performance were acknowledged by our users. In the 2015 User Satisfaction Survey, the overall satisfaction figure was in the region of 91%, about 6% higher than in 2011. These results were achieved while respecting the austerity conditions introduced by the EU, and also while dealing with a much higher demand for TM registrations than previously anticipated. In 2015, the growth was more than double the historic growth rate of 5%. In 2015, the Boards of Appeal received 2,611 new appeals, notified 2,911 decisions, 4.6% more than in 2014. By the end of 2015, 77 of the laureates of the EPSO competitions of November 2014 had been recruited as permanent officials, and a total of 17 contract agents had been recruited from the office's cast list. A talent management tool was created, with profiles allowing all staff to record their talents and professional interests. This included a search tool to help the office find specific profiles depending on business needs. Further revision of the appraisal process has also been undertaken in order to improve the setting of team objectives. This process has also helped define annual staff learning needs through the identification of competency gaps and appropriate learning methods. In May 2015, a new data processing centre came into operation. Its technical installations were designed to meet the most demanding reliability standards. The investment made in the new website and improved tools for e-business and e-communication has resulted in more security for users. It has also delivered reliable systems which are targeted at user needs and empower them to better manage their files.
Ich kenne das Ganze noch als Papierform. Wenn man das alles als Papierform eingereicht hat und die Anmeldeformulare waren, glaube ich, ein Horror für jeden Anmelder, weil man 8 Seiten mit der Schreibmaschine ausfüllen musste, Übersetzungen von Warenverzeichnissen mitliefern musste und halt unheimlich viele Informationen zusammentragen, die jetzt einfach schon im System hinterlegt sind, sodass man inzwischen mit wenigen Klicks seine Anmeldung einreichen kann. Und das ist ein ganz tolles Tool.
A new RCD e-filing option with improved functionalities, such as 3D file upload capability, was launched in September 2015, and in November, the new image search functionality was launched in eSearch Plus. The e-filing fast-track designs continued to grow in popularity, and the new TM Fast Track, introduced at the end of 2014, was used in around 17% of the applications in 2015. In April 2015, for the first time since 1996, all the office staff was able to work together under one roof with the completion of the new building. 2 months later, a new à la carte restaurant was completed, followed by the enlargement and refurbishment of the general restaurant.
Antes, el número de comensal llegaba ya a 700 comensales, pero las condiciones no estaban óptimas para recibir a estas personas. Tenemos la posibilidad ahora de recibir hasta 1,000 personas cada día.
Several new commercial services offered on-site to staff were also launched in line with the office's policy for a healthy workplace, leading to an improved work-life balance for staff. During the year, the office launched an open call for tenders for the construction of the first module of the 3rd phase of its headquarters building, to be erected on the plot of land purchased by the office in late 2014. The design and build contract for this new building was signed in December 2015. The office, through the European Observatory on Infringements of IPR, continues to provide support to enforcement authorities, customs, police, judges, and now prosecutors, and plays a role in improving public awareness of IPR infringement. 11 projects have been selected as part of the 2015 grant and are being implemented. Following the initial major studies carried out on the economic contribution of IPR-intensive industries and the perception of citizens, the Office has been digging deeper into the impact of IP on firms, including SMEs, and on young people. It has also published a number of significant sectoral reports on the economic impact of infringements.
Seguramente es uno de los casos más vistosos. No hemos sido únicamente esta vez víctimas de copia, hemos sido víctimas de copia tremendas.
Cuantificar esta repercusión en los aproximadamente 12 sectores más intensivos en derechos de propiedad industrial e intelectual es lo que estamos haciendo desde la UAMI.
In addition, cooperation has continued with the other national bodies and EU agencies whose job it is to combat IP infringements directly. This includes running knowledge-sharing events, publishing jointly with Europol a situation report on counterfeiting in the EU, initiating cooperation with Eurojust, CEPOL, and further developing tools such as Assist and EDB.
This event is just a wonderful networking opportunities. Having law enforcement officers from 28 countries is not happening every day, so being able to present the counterfeit medicines issue to police customs from all EU countries is really great.
Internally, the Academy is responsible for supporting changes in the Office's operations and building its capacity with regard to training needs, an especially important aspect following the reorganisation of the Office, which concentrated all examination tasks in the Operations Department under a teamwork model approach and further developed a client-oriented customer services department. These changes required increased training in trademark and design administration processes and tasks, as well as in soft skills, including languages and teamwork, HR and finance management. Externally, and building on in-house expertise, the Academy manages and disseminates a wide range of IP knowledge to the IP community and the public in general.
In our company, most of the attorneys are following the webinars. First, the information provided is very straightforward. The person who delivered the information put it in a very nice and slow way, very clear. Obviously, that's why the webinars are very interesting to follow.
To complement the improvements made in timeliness, the Office has strengthened the system of quality checks and is regularly updating the published guidelines in order to make decision-making on applications more transparent and predictable. The Office is also now moving towards greater user involvement in ex-post quality checks and towards a detailed regime of ex-ante checks. In 2015, the Key User Programme achieved the initial objective of engaging 250 top users of the Office. The Key User Programme has produced significant achievements in terms of digital engagement, measured by the rate of e-filing and e-communications, and in 2015 it was extended to cover tools such as the Harmonised Database and the Enforcement Database.
We are familiar with the harmonised database, and our attorneys would use it a lot, particularly when they are drafting specifications for clients. A lot of what we call our local clients, who are our Irish clients, we have to draft specifications for them because they're not familiar with the system. And it's good to know that we can see what terms are validated, what terms won't be objected to, and also if we did want to do national filings in any of the territories that are party to the harmonised database, we know that those terms are going to be accepted in those territories as well, which is a great advantage.
During 2015, the European Trademark and Design Network continued to develop. The Cooperation Fund implemented more than 370 tools in total, including 56 in 2015. In parallel, the Convergence Programme, following intensive consultation with users and IP Office experts, endorsed the first ever Design Convergence project, the CP6 graphical representation of designs.
Thanks to cooperation, we have changed the IP landscape forever. Common and interconnected tools are now present in the daily activities of all our users and examiners. TMView provides access to almost 40 million trademarks of 54 offices across the world. As a result of the Cooperation Fund, all the EU offices have now online solutions, and 12 of them will be using its back office at the close of the program. This success has been recognized by the legislative reform, which has provided a specific provision for the future cooperation. This will pave the way to the next generation of European cooperation projects.
The global dimension of IP is taking on increasing importance, as shown by the Office's work on EU-funded IP programmes in third countries. While much has been achieved, it's now time to launch the next multi-annual strategic plan, SP 2020, under the Office's new name as the European Union Intellectual Property Office, EUIPO. Based on feedback from stakeholders, the broad strategy is clear. The fundamental vision of the first plan remains valid. The vision for SP 2020 can, therefore, be summarised as a user-driven European intellectual property network. Under this vision, the Office remains committed to working with all its stakeholders, including its staff and users, within cooperative networks that have the power to improve the functioning of the IP system.